All right. What's going on, everybody? Fellow anime speedrun fans, hello. My name is CasualSpeedrun, and I am very excited to be here for the first time, bringing you Lupin the Third, the shooting. Of course, dressed up as my favorite Lupin. That's Green Jacket Lupin, the classic Lupin.
Looking handsome as heck, bro.
Thank you, Mr. Nuggets, and you too. I don't even actually see you right now. I just know because we have met in person, and so.
We have.
I just know, and I never forget a face. As you can see, I am in Japan land right now. This is the Great Wall of Japan behind me. This game has a warning at the beginning that says you can only play it in Japan, and so I decided to make the long trip across the Pacific to hang out with DBK-san. And yes, it's not as famous as the Great Wall of China, but it's pretty nice in its own right. The Great Wall of Japan. There it is.
So true.
All right. Now, Lupin the Third: The Shooting is just a pretty standard rail light gun shooter, except we're using a mouse. I could not find a Sega Naomi system that had the game in the U.S., or I mean, in Japan. I couldn't find one. So we're actually using an emulator, and you can see the mouse on screen. Basically, you're just trying to go as fast as you can to get through all of the levels, and that means shooting everything as fast as you can. The faster you shoot, the faster it pulls up the next wave of enemies. The faster you shoot them, the faster you get the next wave, and so on and so forth. You will also be seeing an optimal failure. We're actually going to fail a level intentionally. I'll point that out once we get there. But we're actually, one more note, we're going to be playing as Jigen instead of playing as Lupin. It's actually a little bit faster just because Jigen's pistol, the revolver with 6 rounds as opposed to Lupin's 7, is a little stronger. So for those late game enemies, it's going to make a pretty big difference to be playing as Jigen instead of Lupin. Without any further introduction, I think it's time to get into a little bit of Lupin gaming. What do you say?
That sounds good, man. Just give me a good countdown and I'll start the timer for us.
Okay. All right. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. So we're going to skip all these cutscenes. We're now on the Venetian Express. And like I said, we're going to try to dispatch every enemy as fast as possible. These guys in the orange are, for some reason, I'm not sure why they're there. They actually never shoot at you. You just kill them for bonus points. We are going to try to
scare you, man.
Yeah, see that he's just peeking. He's peeking, and I don't like it. He's taking a look at me, and I don't like the way he's looking at me. So we're gonna try to shoot them. I'm actually gonna try for a top score. This game, even though it's on emulator, keeps your high scores in classic arcade cabinet fashion. And we're gonna try to make it so that we can make ASF the high score here. We're gonna make it 3 initials ASF.
I would play this on the arcade. It looks super good. I mean, it's the cartoony features. I mean, as a kid, I'm definitely walking up to this bad boy. And I love rail shooters. I used to play those deer hunting games, but this is even better. Dude. Anime style. That's what I'm talking about. So you gotta remind me a little bit, Casual. I don't know much about Lupin. Everyone keeps saying he looks like a monkey. He just looks like a 70s pop star to me. I'm not really too sure what's going on.
Why not both? I missed the last guy. Okay. So, like, right then, just then, if I had got that third guy, the next wave would have just popped up right away. And that's what we're aiming for here, is go as fast as possible. Lupin is what you would call a gentleman thief. The classic gentleman thief of all anime.
Oh, okay.
Alright, this guy's pleading for mercy, but then pulls out a gun, so we're gonna just blast him in the crotch. There we go. And that's the first level.
Oh, my.
Had to do it to him. Unfortunately, he just had to point it at us.
There's so many colors and just explosions everywhere. I can't even keep up. This is
it's
incredible.
Sensory overload.
It is, dude.
I can't even imagine what it'd be like playing this on an actual arcade machine. That would just be incredible. There, okay, that's a perfect. See, because like the camera pans over there, expecting there to be enemies. There's still these rocket cars, but they're gone, of course. So that just means we're saving time.
This is exactly what my zoomer brain needs. Like bright lights, flashing, sensory, lots of gunshot noises. It's perfect for me. I love it, and it's anime, the best type of media out there.
That's right. Okay, now, like I promised, we're actually I'm gonna make a quick save right here and go for an optimal failure. I'm gonna see if we get it. and then mash to skip, and if we just mash it... Okay, hopefully... Yep, that worked. Good. Okay, we actually just skipped that level instead of stealing all the jewelry. Again, it's actually much faster to just fail on purpose, and if you do it just right, on single player, it's iffy whether you're going to get it or not, but on two-player, interestingly enough, it's a sure thing. If you fail, you're always going to get the skip. There's also another level later on that you can fail intentionally with 2 players and skip, but you can't do that with 1, so we're actually going to have to play that level all the way through. I lovingly call that level Indiana Jones number 2. You'll see why. Anyway, I guess we can talk a little bit about Lupin and Jigen. So, of course, they are master thieves, along with the rest of the crew. Our beloved Fuge. Everybody loves... I had the hugest crush on Fujiko as a kid. Who didn't when they were watching this show?
I mean, who wouldn't, man?
Lupin is the leader of the gang and the eponymous hero, and Jigen is his sharpshooting sidekick. And
this is a series that took place way back in the 70s, correct?
That's right. Lupin has also got some of the best, in my humble opinion, some of the best anime movies out there.
I could see it. I mean, if it's anything like these games, I mean, there's tons of action, the damsels in distress.
Oh yeah.
The sweet beards, the hairdos, it's there.
That's right. I actually considered, because I've got the beard going on, okay, we're 1 hit away, so I need to be a little more careful here. So we're steering through the streets of San Francisco right now, for some context. I was actually considering doing a Jigen cosplay, just because my yellow tie didn't really... it was a little kind of gnarly looking, and my black dress shirt unfortunately succumbed to a juice stain from this morning's breakfast, and I couldn't use it, so no tie this time. Darn. Okay, that's alright. We just start from the quick save. We have to quick load right there because we took another damage.
You know, this looks exactly like San Francisco, except there actually needs to be more traffic.
That's right, and we're driving in the wrong direction because everything's a one-way.
That's true. Say, so this isn't just a rail shooter. We also get driving. I mean, what else do we get to do? Do I get to pay my taxes on this arcade machine or what?
Actually, if you wait until level 8... No, I'm just kidding. That would be pretty interesting, though. Can you imagine?
They will hand you your W-2. You can sign that bad boy and send it off to the IRS.
Yeah, and the more you maximize your deduction, the closer you get to the high score. That was interesting. We kind of just cartoonishly bounced over that car, so I'll take that for sure. The physics are immaculate.
Oh, this is actually how everyone drives in California. You're seeing it here first, folks. If you're in California, this is exactly how everyone's going to drive. Helicopters and all, bouncing over each other.
It's just like the real thing. We actually do get to fight helicopters pretty soon, so...
With a pistol, I hope.
That's right.
It needs to be as realistic as possible. Only in my arcade game. This is the best missile defense I've ever seen in the history of mankind.
That's right.
We have computers for it, dude. We see a sharpshooter.
Yeah, forget about the Star Wars program, man. This is all we need. Jigen with pistol.
That's insane. You were mentioning earlier that the sensitivity on this game can be a little bit interesting when it comes to the sides and where the bullet's actually gonna project,
so
correct?
When I first played this game, there's an in-game menu for managing the light gun, but for some reason I wasn't able to access it before. I think my FN keys were just like weird. I'm not sure if it had something to do with Razer Synapse, but I have since figured out how to fix that. And so now we're actually shooting relatively accurately. However, if you watch when I shoot on like the far left or the far right, you'll see that if it's on the far right, it fires a little to the right. If I'm on the far left, it fires a little to the left, right. There. Okay. On these, we actually want to take our time a little bit just because it's much faster if we get it on the first shot. We kind of want to wait for the camera to stop panning. Okay. We didn't get that one. That's okay. But yeah, if you miss or if you shoot a little bit early or a little late, you're not going to get the insta-kill, you're going to have to just shoot him dead. Mm-hmm.
This arcade game looks pretty good for the time. I feel like the graphics actually are holding up pretty stinking good.
Oh yeah.
What we're looking at. Like, it's actually a beautiful looking game.
it's kind of that timeless look, you know what I mean? Whereas, you know, not to get controversial, but Silent Hill 2 getting the remake and not Silent Hill 1, now that's a look that didn't age well at Silent Hill 1, in my opinion. I mean, look at my boy Harry. He needs that remake so much more. So much more. He's crying for a retexture. My man's like 3 polygons and some lead paint.
So what's going on here? Are we fighting zombies, or is this the apocalypse?
We're fighting. We are fighting vampire butlers and leprechauns. As a matter of fact, there's a leprechaun.
What kind of trip are we on right now? What are you saying?
The good kind. We had the leftovers from 420, and we took them all. I'm gonna make a quick save real quick. And of course, in traditional, you know, rail shooter light gun fashion, we have to kind of prioritize our targets here so that we're not just letting them all get... I missed the reload. It's okay. I'm gonna have to quick save again right here. We actually want to... Actually, no, I've only got... I was gonna say I want to ignore the vampires and just shoot at the vampires. Ah, she hit me anyway. But our health is so low that we can't really afford to do it. We're gonna have to be really careful here so that we don't get hit by any of them. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay, quick save. And of course, the quick save is just for the sake of the marathon setting, because nobody wants to... Well, I mean, maybe somebody wants to see me play this over and over again, but this level is really hard, especially when you only have 1 life. What you might even want to do, if you're going for the most optimal run you can do without a worry about safety, you might even want to try for a failure so that you can, at the very beginning of a level, so that you can retry with full health. Okay, I'm going to quick save right here now.
So Lupin is a thief. What exactly is the goal? What are we stealing in this run besides the sweet lady's hearts?
I was just going to say,
doing that.
Her heart, yes. I like where your head's at. Okay, the final boss here for this level. You can actually kind of just shoot at the very beginning, right in between them for some reason. That works. I'll take it. Okay, now we're in Indiana Jones Part 1. I got the Indiana Joneses mixed up. So this is Indiana Jones Part 1. We're running from a giant boulder, and well, I mean, we're running backwards, actually, now that I think about it. And instead of just running, of course, we have to shoot at the boulder. Yes. I don't think you actually have to shoot any of these bats, but we don't really have anything else to do, so why not raise that score a little bit, huh? It's for ASF, guys.
Yeah, I need more flashing lights. I need more chaos.
Yes. More noise, more enticing the other people to come over to this cabinet machine, this arcade machine. And here comes a battle tank for no reason. Yep, there it is.
Let's go.
Yeah, I got a real kick out of this game. I was hunting for games to submit to ASF, and you know, of course, I saw this and I was like, say no more. This is the one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that you're kind of known for finding a lot of more, I guess, obscure type of lost media type of games. You do it pretty frequently over at your channel, where you'll find some games that no one really knows about and just completely route it yourself and just go through them.
I'd say that's my favorite thing to do, yeah, is because I enjoy the routing more than anything for most speedruns. Here we'll have to do a continue. I didn't think I was going to get the hit there, so I didn't do a quick save. I'll make a quick save. Well, actually, no, we have 3 health now, so it's no big deal. But yeah, I really enjoy the act of routing more than running for the most part. I run some games that are really popular, like Resident Evil 4 Remake and like the Fallout Anthology. But I do also, besides just routing, I really enjoy documenting really obscure games that otherwise get no love. Okay, so we're forced into a 2-cycle there. That's fine. We almost got the 1 cycle, which is insane. I've only ever got that once, actually.
The Booba Goblin sketch you,
there it is.
bro.
The Green Goblin. Don't tell Harry. Okay, now we have a quick reaction test right here. We cannot miss and we cannot take too long. We got 1.41 seconds to deal with this here. Who's it gonna be? I bet it's red dress. Nope. So if you miss or you're too slow, you will actually have to watch a really long animation while they're shooting you. So we really don't want to miss.
Oh, here we go.
Is this an arcade game? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. These girls just ain't loyal, man.
They're breaking my heart.
Okay, I think one more. Okay, sub 1 second. That's no big deal. We've been getting 0.7s regularly. There it is.
We're just taking our time with these mannequins. It's alright.
That's right. You kind of have to because, well, I mean, it's quick reaction, right? But you have to balance it as best as you can because again, if you shoot too early, or you miss, goodness forbid you miss, you will actually just have to watch them shoot you for like 5 whole seconds. Okay, we're looking for just the tanks. These guys don't matter. Okay, bring on the tank. Okay, right
does this arcade cabinet follow any semblance of a story, or is it just purely just mini game after mini game of just various items to shoot at? Because we've done cars, goblins, vampires, mannequins.
I would say it does follow loosely many of the different plots. I can't believe I missed that tank, by the way. It follows the plots of a few of the Lupin movies. Like at the very end, you're going to see Lupin versus the clone. When we are fighting Mamo. So I'd say generally yes, it does follow a cohesive. Well, no. Sorry, not a cohesive plot, it follows a few cohesive plots. Okay, we've got a full 3 health, so we really shouldn't need a quick load at any point here. Of course, optimally, what you want is just a single segment run, but we've already had to use a quick load a few times on the vampire level, because I just had a bad setup with health going into that. You really don't want to go into that with 1 health. I'm gonna quick save here just in case. This level can get really toxic really fast, especially if I did only have 1 health.
There's a brave helicopter pilot just flying through buildings like that. One of those wings gets clipped, that thing's going down.
I know. And what are these bullets made of, by the way? They're shooting down helicopters. They're destroying vampires. So, by my calculations, they are made of wood, yet somehow big enough and fast enough to destroy a helicopter.
It's the power of anime.
It is the power of anime, indeed. This guy gets sliced in half. Whatever you do, regardless of what you do, doesn't really matter. We're actually shooting at the missiles there because you can't really kill that helicopter early. It doesn't matter what you do. You're pretty much always just gonna have to watch that cutscene. Or, well, I say have to, but I'd say it's definitely a pleasure to watch. I'm gonna quick save here just because this level can be kind of a little bit hard if you're not being proactive and shooting guys before they get right up to you. It gets a little bit hard because once you get hit once, that's when it piles on, and then you're gonna game over. Pretty much.
Man, that must be really intense. They expected people to go into the arcade and get this far on just the 3 hearts.
Yeah, although I've always found personally, I've speedrun a few light gun games, and I always find that it's so much easier on an actual machine with an actual light gun. I don't know if that's just me, but maybe I'm just trash with mouse. That's a very real possibility considering my performance in other games. Anyway, let's not miss this because it's an instant game over if you miss, if you shoot too early, too late, or miss. So we actually want to shoot at like 0.14, so we're going to time it just right here, hopefully. There it is. And there goes Mamo. Alright. And that's the second to last level. Time's coming up as soon as we shatter the glass on this final shot. We only have to fire once. In advance, thank you guys so much for having me. Nuggets, man, thank you so much for joining me. And a big shout out to everybody at ASF. Shrimp, Glitch Gamer, DBK, everybody who's doing commentary, everyone who's doing setup, everyone who's in the chat, everyone who likes anime and speedrunning. All right, time's coming up in about 3, 2, 1, time. And that's that.
All right, let's go, dude. What a good time. I got 17:48 on my side. We're going to the moon.
Yes, that's right. Mamo stock to the moon, baby. Mamo, you can finally rest now. And this is, of course, the tragic cutscene for a very tragic villain.
Rest in peace.
No, Mamo.
Rest in peace. That was a fun run, dude. Lots of lights, lots of sounds and noises and everything. All I needed was the Family Guy compilation and Subway Surfers underneath to really,
that's right.
really sensory overload me.
Oh, of course, last but not least, one final salute to ASF. Thanks again, you guys, for having me. Thank you so much. This has been a real pleasure. And I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning watching the runs, starting off with Nylon. Be sure to stick around, guys, for Loneliest Cubone coming up next with Inuyasha. I'm super excited to watch that as well. Some of my favorite anime being represented here. Really cool games. Again, big thanks to everybody organizing this, everybody doing commentary, everybody working on it. And I hope you guys have a really great remainder of ASF. Thank you again for having me. I've been CasualSpeedrun, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you very much, CasualSpeedrun. It's a pleasure having you on here. We're going to start getting ready for the next runs, everybody.